All right, so today is November 26th, 2021. We finished trading. I mean, we had a half day today. The market closed at 1 o'clock or 1, I think it was about 1 o'clock or 1:15 anyway for the futures. But yeah, so I obviously today only traded two things, MNQ and MES. Um, so let's go over the market, what's going on, and then we talk about why we took the trades we took. So let's start off with the um, the ES. As usual, we'll go through the different charts, um, and then so if we look at the monthly chart, we've had this massive bull run since last year as the coronavirus spiked down, or the correction, which was really in time. Again, we had 7 consecutive bull bars, and then just kind of created this nice wedge top, three pushes up, 1, 2, and 3, and then we had an expanding triangle bottom correction. There's also a wedge bottom as well, and then we started the trend again, 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3, and I think this is another spike. Normally when we have a spike, we go for a measured move. I think this is actually a filled wedge. As you can see, we have reached the measured move target, and normally bulls will start taking profits around here, and bears would. And that's the monthly chart. All right, so if we now switch to the 4-hour chart, don't really need to go into the daily. 4-hour, we had this spike, pullback, channel. We only made 2 pushes, so maybe this is the first push, second, third. And then this attempt to try and get this other high here has, I'll just make this cleaner. Yeah, we can use, no, I'm going to keep this. Let me see, trends. Yeah, let's use trends. Okay, so we had this channel, and the support here was massively broken here yesterday. If you go to the 1-hour chart, you can actually see we have a wedge, 1, 2, and 3, a nice overshoot. One would say there's a supply area here. You could even chart your supply zone from this basing candle to there, and as you can see, we sold off. But of course, this was setting up anyway for that, because you have this channel and an overshoot in the channel, 3 pushes up, a nice pullback. So this is the first pullback, this is the first down, second pullback, and maybe a third, God knows. But what do we have now? So normally we go for a measured move whenever we have a breakout like this, and this is just my own prediction. There we go, and you see we achieved that target this morning facts. If we also look at this, the month low, which is what I charted on another chart, not this one, no, not this one, yeah, here we go. So this is the month low. So essentially the month opened here and we closed below here, which is interesting. I was saying in my Facebook, not Facebook, my Instagram stories, how the bear's target is to try and close the bar below this level, and close strongly, or weakly if you want to call it, because that would trigger more shorts into it. We have a spike, pullback, and channel, so really this is maybe 2 pushes down, and then your channel starts like this, so we may just come sideways and come down again. All right, so that is the analysis on at least this global time frame. All right, so last night I saw this breakdown. I actually saw this last night before I went to bed, and then woke up this morning, and so we actually sold off even more. And then we pulled back over here. I think we found some support somewhere in the back. Pull back, and go into the 15-minute charts. Pull back, and I noticed we started to edge up, but we had this level here. We weren't forming a wedge, we're forming a triangle. And I got caught up in this breakout at the top. Now, what's interesting is if we go to the MNQ if we go, not the daily chart actually, well, you can actually see that. Actually, I'm going to take the view app. I don't need the view app. I only had it on for demonstration today. All right, so on the MNQ, we have a similar thing, breakdown. If we go into the monthly chart, we don't have the same sort of situation. We have still a strong uptrend. And then if we look at the 4 hour on the MNQ, spike, pullback, channel. So yeah, here we go. This is the wedge actually. It's actually a range. So range break. So chances are we're probably, this is the top of the range, that's the bottom of the range. So let's see if we have a measured move target. So this is probably our measured move target here, i.e. the bottom of the new range. Possible resistance, yeah, probably testing here. All right, so, but there's a reason why I came on here. Yeah, so if we go on to the 15-minute on the MNQ, I usually like to compare their price action to get an idea of when we're going to have price turning around. As you can see, we have this nice wedge top here. I remember I marked this at the open, before the price open, had these two highs, and I thought, okay, fine, we're probably coming to test here, and then we're going to go down. So this was a better setup to trade than this was at the open. The only thing is this gives me better risk reward. Actually, yeah, risk reward in the sense that the risk at the open is always so high that I don't like to take trades from that, but I like to get an idea of what's happening. So we opened on the ES. I saw this bull bar, this came out, and I thought, oh, maybe we're going to try and close the gap. Even though I looked at the MNQ, and I remember saying to myself, but this is bearish. This is just a small pullback. This is a strong bear trend. We're probably pulling back. This is probably going to pull back to if the MNQ is. But I just thought, okay, you know what? I entered two positions. I entered two contracts. It went up, then it came down, and I thought, oh, shit, this is not looking good. So I stopped myself out over here. Like, look at the contract. The gaps are so huge. Whenever I've traded ES on range days, so if we look at the gaps, they're so much smaller, so much bigger. So therefore, the range is so like the bar. And the reason why I went long was because I thought, okay, well, it's a strong bull bar. Look at how much we've traveled. So we probably will be in long, but it's nothing to do. I always have to remind myself, it has nothing to do with price. It has to do with how the bars are printing. The computers are making decisions based on the price action and not based on the price. Yes, of course, the price is huge. The gap is huge, but it didn't work out that way. So I stopped myself out for a bit of a loss. And then I went short. So I saw there's two bear bars, went short here. And I think I went short with a small position, covered, and then shorted. Yeah, shorted over. Yeah, that's it. I went in really late. So I shorted over here. And then I don't know why I covered here. I think I went onto the MNQ and shorted as well. Because I thought, okay, fine. While I was in this trade, I shorted the MNQ, which didn't make sense. So I was long on the ES and short on the MNQ. I entered quite a bit and covered a bit, took a few off, and then added and took a few off, made a bulk of my target today over here. And then shorted again, took some more off, entered and got out instantly. So made a really, really good profit here. And I remember saying to myself at the time, I was like, I really should just hold short here. Or even if I hold short here, I should just hold it. Because we have three bear bars. One is big. This is a doji, but still three big bear bars. We are definitely in short. We should definitely start heading down. So then I went back to the MES. And I think I went long. No, I went short here. And yes, so I went short here. My stop was here. And we started pulling back, and I saw two bull bars. And I saw this, and I thought, oh, man, this isn't looking good. I wasn't sure what was going on. And I think what had happened was those two bull bars, if we go back to the 5-minute here, and I'm going to open up the default chart. So what had happened here was that was a test of this trend line. Right, so this pullback was just a test of that, and we had more sellers on here. But at the time, I was just flustered and not really thinking, and also because the risk was so high. I think I'd gone down so many points, and I just thought, I'm not for what I'm trying to trade. I don't want to put in too much, even though for the contract size I was trading, it was fine. I think it was fine. One contract was fine. I could take that risk with one, but I didn't want to. And then we just started going down. I think this is where I shorted again, covered, and then waited, shorted here, then covered over here, scalped this. And now why did I go short here? Because I just saw that. Oh yeah, so essentially when I was reading the price, I was looking at how we had, first of all, we had bounced over here, right? We had spiked, pullback and channeled, double bottom on the pre-market low. So I thought, okay, this is a nice double bottom. Maybe we could retrace and see what's happening. Even though at the back of my head I was like, yeah, but you're always in short. This is a bear trend from the open. Most likely we're going to close at the bottom. And it's always hard to keep yourself in that conviction because you don't know what's going to happen. But most likely when you see 3 bear bars like this, you're probably going to end up here. So I saw this bar come out, and then I saw this, and I actually went into my sim account and traded this short. I shorted here and then shorted some more because I saw supply over here, so I took some more shorts here, came down and then covered when this bar went back up in my sim account. And then I asked myself, why did I do that? We still have one more leg down, and then of course my target was supposed to be here, and of course no, it wasn't here. So I exited when this came out, and then my target was supposed to be here because their buy is here, and of course we went even lower. But when I'm looking at it now, I'm seeing that on this moving average, traders were shorting here, and it's also a really good area to short. Spike, pullback, channel, and then this is a spike, pullback, and channel down, and then it's a spike, pullback. It's doing the same thing, but on different time frames. So we had that spike, pullback, and channel, spike, pullback, and channel, spike, pullback, and channel. If you notice, we are not going past this level. So this would have been a good level to put your stop. Even though you were here, you could have still gone short there. What I want to do next time is just take a short from the open here and then just scale in. And I have not mastered that skill yet. Anyway, so this went up. This wedge could not complete. And then we just went for broke down and then went. I thought we were going for a measured move, but we never got to the target. In the end, what did I do? I think I took a few more shorts. Yeah, so when we came down, I shorted here, went long here, covered. I covered because oh yeah, why did I wanted to get out here, but my computer froze. The bar came back down and I just covered and just thought, okay, I'm done. And then I shorted here, came down, and it had the problem again with it freezing. I was like, you know what, forget it. Let's not, And then this bar appeared and I said, okay, should I take this short at the break of this bar? We can go down maybe for a little scalp. At this point I thought, nah, this is not really what you want to do. Yeah, you could trade this as a trading range, but I'm not seeing the setup. Now I'm seeing more setups like here, 1, 2, 3. And that's actually what I've marked. You can see the setup here, 1, 2, 3. And that would have been a nice short. But at this point, I'd already stopped trading for the day. So that was the ES. MNQ was a similar. Where was that? Yeah, same thing, short. And I was more convinced of a short here because we're in a bear trend. But when I saw this amount of selling here, I just realized that we are probably at the bottom. Maybe this is not a good idea to short here. This is where your stop has to be, because even if you went short here, you would have to short here. This is just too much in terms of risk, so I decided to cover. It was just not what I wanted, and this is the issue now, is that the price is moving so much, it's ranging so much that even micro contracts are risky, and if I am going to short, maybe I do need to switch to a lower time frame like the 2 minute, and that way I can reduce my risk. Although it's a lot more dangerous because now I have to be careful with where I enter, because I could get false signals. Yeah, so, but there are better setups here. You see one pullback, two pullback, three. This would be a really good short. The risk is manageable as well, but you only get this much in terms of what you're looking for. Yeah. All right, so that was trading today. As I said, I made some good money today and hit my goal, went past my goal by 1.5 times the goal, which is perfect, and I love it when that happens. But I would have loved to trade this a bit better. I don't know why I put this there. Maybe, oh yeah, I put that there because I was trying to figure out whether we were going up or down. So I thought, okay, I'll use a trend line break. Not so much because I want to enter there, just to get a sentiment of what is happening, whether this would edge down. But yeah, I like this setup of two strong bear bars, bull bear trend from the open. You have the same setup here, and I missed this completely on Friday. Not Friday, on Wednesday. Two massive bull bars, bull trend from the open, always in long. And you could have and I was actually in the trade at this point. I remember I got out, but I just was not focused, didn't think of what was going on. This would have been a really good opportunity to just go long as well. Don't know if I mentioned in my recap, but this was a failed wedge, so that meant we went for a measured move up. And those are things that I'm trying to learn, failed wedges and how to trade them when they do fail. So you have here we go. So a wedge top, pullback, did not go down, instead went up. So you go for a measured move based on this range, and we got that channel as well. All right, so that's my recap for today. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I have to add. In terms of emotions, I think I saw the setup. My emotions really was, in terms of what I should have improved on, I saw the setup. I really should have just trusted the setup, been okay with the stop. Excuse me. Been okay with the stop, and maybe traded small. Also, just traded the MNQ because we did see this setup over here. If you go back to the 5-minute chart, and I did enter. I should have just gone into a lower time frame to look for a proper entry. So maybe a 2-minute. Yeah, this is actually cool. So just entered here on this bar, and then what would I risk of mean 100, and yeah, this would have been cool with just one contract, and then just scaled in as we went down and just traded the 2-minute, because you see their wedges here, their wedges all the way down, and you just keep scaling in. It's so hard to just put your full position in here. I normally like to, my full position now is 6 contracts, I believe, or was it 7? I can't remember. Excuse me. 6 contracts, so I can't put all of them all in here. It's just too risky. This bar is just too big. But yeah, so just coming in here and then just entering on the close of this bar with your stop up here would have been great. And then as we pull down, we just, this would be another entry over here, put your stop over here, and then pull back here again. Really beautiful wedge top here. Enter again here, put stop, enter here, put stop there. So there'll be 3 contracts. Keep going. It's a bear trend from the open, and that's the whole point. You're buying pullbacks till you get to a reasonable level. That would have been a good trade. So all the way down to say somewhere around here, 197 on one contract. That is $400, just one contract. So I think it would have made a really good trade on this. Yeah, a lot more based on just trading it using the 2-minute chart. Anyway, all in all, had a good day. Have a good weekend ahead. I'm always very wary of Fridays because Fridays could be messed up. Oh, MNQ, as I said, we have a nice wedge bottom here. See how this. We also have a wedge forming over here, so it'll be interesting to see what happens because you have a spike, pullback, and channel. So maybe this will come down, coincide with this wedge, and then we'll now go into a trading range. All right, that's it.